Next on Worcester News Tonight, local businesses are nervous about the impacts of a potential plastic bag ban in the city. Plus, the school committee is set to vote tomorrow night on the district's bus contract. Some parents say the current system isn't working. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The city of Worcester is now one step closer to a ban on single-use plastic bags. A city council vote Tuesday night moved the item forward, but the impact it may have on small businesses is concerning for some in the city. Our Cam Jandro is in Worcester tonight with those details. Cam?
Anna, while banning plastic bags may be good for the environment, they may also be bad for business. Several local retailers here in the city of Worcester rely on those bags for their customers. Two of them are right here across the street from each other on Temple Street, and they say a future without these plastic bags is not ideal.
Gulch Plastics in Worcester sells plastic bags to retailers across the city. A potential ban is worrying for owner Puya Golsharazen.
Plastic bags is one of our strongest suits. We sell all over the country plastic bags, so it's going to hurt us a lot, especially my business here. It's going to hurt me tremendous.
Tuesday, city councilors unanimously passed a preliminary vote to ban the single-use bags. Golsharazen says most of his sales are to smaller, family-owned businesses.
A plastic bag costs right now, let's say, between 2 to 3 cents. A reusable bag is about, let's say, 14 to 18 cents. So the small little mom and pop stores are the ones that are going to be paying for it.
There are some exemptions. Plastic could still be used for items like prescription medicines, meat, and produce. Retailers would also decide whether or not to carry the bags. Across the street from Gulch Plastics is Fairway Beef. Owner George Siegel says the bags are critical for his operation.
Bloody meat, juicy chickens, like here there's blood on the bottom of the chickens. In a paper bag, it would end up on the ground and work its way through.
More than 100 communities in the state have already adopted similar bans. The two businesses on Temple Street say they're anxious about their future.
74 years in business and family-owned business, and we're trying to save it, and this would hurt us tremendous. I want people to get fresh meat home.
You guys think you'll be okay? You'll be able to take this hit?
I'm not sure. Future tells it all, I guess.
Now, the City Council is expected to take a final vote on this issue in 2 weeks. If this does pass, it's expected to go into effect in April. In Worcester, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
If you have a minor offense on your record, you may be able to get it expunged under a new Massachusetts law. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office held an information session Wednesday. They explained, thanks to the recent criminal justice reform package, there are new laws when it comes to expunging criminal records. District Attorney Joseph Early Jr. says there are guidelines and qualifications which must be met.
The DA's office, sure, we go after the toughest offenders, but the people who make mistakes should get second chances. But more than that, you don't want a person hurt for the rest of their life because something they did when they were 18 years old.
Early says anyone who wants information on expunging their record can contact the DA's office. An investment firm in Worcester giving a market overview Wednesday. Its chief investment officer says he expects the equity market to continue to grow. Chief investment officer of Raymond James, Larry Adams, went over 2019's third quarter and says next year's election will impact the market. Adams says President Trump's social media account creates a lot of uncertainty in the market. He urges his clients to stick with their investments and let the professionals deal with the noise President Trump is making.
Obviously, he tweets a lot, and one of the things we're going to talk about this evening is the fact that those tweets can oftentimes lead to volatility. That's noise in the market. I think investors should focus on fundamentals, and when I look at the fundamentals, I think that they are still healthy for the equity markets, and thus I think that you'll see the equity markets higher by the end of this year and continue to move higher next year.
Adams says the U.S. is currently in the longest economic expansion the country has seen, but not the strongest. Worcester School Committee could vote as early as Thursday night on the district's transportation contract. Some leaders say Worcester should run its own system, while others say they should keep the contract they already have. But some parents say the current way is unacceptable. Our Chandler Walsh has details.
Alerts for late buses aren't new to Nick DeAndrea. He says his daughter's school bus was late every day last year.
163 days, the days that they weren't late, they weren't on the bus. So when they were on the bus, they were late.
DeAndrea created a Twitter account for parents to notify each other of bus delays. He says bus operator Durham School Services needs to step it up.
We call the schools. Schools like, you know, you need to call the bus company. Bus company's like, let us get back to you. And then, you know, by that time, we're already a half hour, and in some instances, the bus is come and gone.
This week, Worcester's school committee will vote on how to proceed with the school bus service.
One vote was to move forward to run our own bus company, and then one vote was no, to award Durham the contract for 2 additional years.
School committee member Molly McCullough says the service issues with Durham are a problem, but she says in a statement, "My concern about moving to self-op for the beginning of next school year is not having the proper infrastructure in place and not being able to get it done in a timely fashion to run effectively." While McCullough is in favor of giving Durham another contract, others disagree and say a self-operated system would save millions of dollars. DeAndrea says giving Durham the contract would be awarding them for late buses.
Durham has not earned it, and the bid that they proposed doesn't provide any change.
DeAndrea says having an app to track the buses would also be helpful. The district hopes to have this up and running next month. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Massport's new CEO visits the Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce Wednesday to encourage businesses and community members to use the Worcester Regional Airport. Lisa Weiland says she wants local businesses and city and state leaders to pursue airlines to come to Worcester. Wayland says right now a majority of people still choose to fly out of Logan Airport even if they live closer to Worcester. She hopes the airport's recent marketing campaign will bring more passengers in.
We're here today to talk about getting people to choose Worcester, whether it's for business or for their personal travel. We have so many options, and the cost and convenience of flying out of Worcester makes a big difference for people here in central Massachusetts.
Massport has made $100 million in infrastructure improvements to the airport since taking over ownership a decade ago. Well, from the air to the ground, the WRTA introducing a new online reservation system at their monthly forum today. Representatives from the Transit Authority are looking for members to become part of its test group. Today's forum was held at the Worcester Senior Center. The WRTA is hoping to get more seniors involved.
The online trip reservation system will allow riders, those who choose to book their trips via an online portal.
Seniors also had a chance to discuss any issues they currently have with the WRTA and looked at ways to fix them. The 28th Annual Arts Worcester Award was given out in the city Wednesday night. Nick Capasso is the director of the Fitchburg Art Museum. He was the recipient of this year's award. Each year, the award is given to someone who has made an extraordinary contribution to art and culture in the city.
It feels great. I mean, Arts Worcester has been a great partner with the Fitchburg Art Museum. We share the same mission of serving regional artists. And it also feels great because I love Worcester.
Capasso has been director of the museum since 2012.